Sweet dragon feelings. It's Hearth swarming Eve in the village of Ponyville. So many ponies are shopping for gifts while also being their best friends. It's a community that will continue to grow in the future. Twilight and Spike left one of the buildings, so they've done doing shopping together. So Twilight, what are we going to do? Spike asked while carrying some of the gifts in his arms. Well, I was thinking we could make some cookies for our friends, Twilight replied. Really? Is that it? Twilight tried to keep an open mind since it's been months since she moved to Ponyville. Spike, I haven't been hanging out all the time. I still need to get used to friendship. But what if Pinkie Pie is throwing a hearth-warming party and we're invited? That's the only thing I'm expecting my friends. I'm sure Applejack and the others will be invited to the party. Yeah, I'm sure they will accept the cookies we made. The dragon rolled his eyes, much to Twilight's same old plans. Just when Twilight and Spike returned to the house, they saw Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy waiting while the Blue Pegasus is eavesdropping by the front door. Rainbow Dash? Fluttershy? Twilight responded. Oh hey Twilight, Rainbow Dash moving her head away from the door acting casual. Will you two been waiting by our door while we were gone? Spike asked. Maybe. Actually, we thought you two need help with the shopping, but I guess not. Fluttershy noticing the gifts Twilight and Spike are carrying. Sorry, I guess I was a bit busy. Twilight smiled in embarrassment. She takes out her key, unlocks the front door as she and her friends enter the house. Earlier this month, she and Spike decorate the whole Golden Oaks library in the inside. They have a hearth-warming tree in the middle of the room with tons of ornaments attached to it. Twilight and Spike place the gifts by the tree, and all that's left is to wrap them up. So Twilight, Fluttershy spoke while walking to her. Yes, Fluttershy, Twilight using her unicorn magic, lifting the wrapping paper, tape, and scissors. Do you and Spike have anything planned for this holiday? Not really. I did do some hearth-warming cheer back at Canterlot, but Ponyville doesn't really have the activities I like. Both Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy look at each other in confusion. You're still trying to fit in, Rainbow guessed while Twilight nodded. She expected Pinkie Pie to give us invitations to an hearth-warming party, Spike added. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Fluttershy also didn't have plans since the animals she's been taking care of in her college are at Dr. Florana's nursing building since winter has arrived. But she then realized that Spike, the only animal she doesn't need any sophisticated shelter the other animals need. Then an idea came to her that will make her and Spike enjoy the hearth-warming. Twilight, is it okay that I take Spike over to my place for tonight? This made Twilight and Rainbow Dash surprised while Spike looked confused. Really? But Spike is supposed to help me wrapping the presents, Twilight replied. We can have Rainbow Dash help you. Actually, I'm not the best at wrapping, Rainbow making an awkward look. Or you can get Applejack to help you. Twilight didn't know what to say from Fluttershy's offer. She knew she loved taking care of animals, but Spike isn't like the other animals Fluttershy took care of. She wanted to make her and Spike's first hearth-warming memorable in Ponyville, but at the same time, she just arrived not that long ago. Fluttershy, I know you're trying to be supportive, but we're still trying to fit in. Twilight taping the wrapping on some of the gifts. Getting to know you and the others is something me and Spike need time to understand. Actually, Twilight, I actually knew what Ponyville is. You just spend most of the time reading your books. Spike spoke. Do you really think Fluttershy is gonna cause an incident? He does make a good point, Rainbow Dash commented. Twilight took the amount of time she needs to process the words from Spike. Well, I guess you're right. Again, Fluttershy is doing something nice for you. The purple unicorn turned to the little Pegasus with a convinced look on her face. Yes, you can take Spike at your place for tonight. This made Fluttershy really excited as she gives Twilight a hug. I promise I'll take good care of him, she cheered. As for Spike, he, at the very least, is happy that some point is doing something special for him during this time of year. He was confused at first, but he still likes getting some attention. Fluttershy and Spike left the Golden Oaks Library and made their way to Fluttershy's college. When Fluttershy and Spike entered the college, it was too quiet. Usually there would be tons of animals listening to Fluttershy's lessons, but every animal is at Dr. Floana's building. Fluttershy, Spike asks while Fluttershy immediately turns her attention to the little dragon. Are we the only ones in your house? Yes, is that a problem? Fluttershy replied. I wouldn't say it's a problem, I just think it's unusual from a pony like you. Fluttershy would take Spike's words as a compliment, but the fact that he's a talking dragon, it makes her pleased to hear his honesty. We're gonna be fine. How about you sit on my couch while I'll give you one of my blankets to warm up. It's still cold in here. Sure, Spike smiled as he makes his way to one of Fluttershy's couches. It didn't take long for Fluttershy to find a blanket for the animals she took care of over the years. She took out a Hearth's warming blanket she only used during this time of year. She gives the dragon the blanket as Spike covers himself, feeling warm around his body. Thanks, Fluttershy. You're welcome, Fluttershy giggled. She takes a seat by the dragon while keeping her attention on him. Spike is feeling more comfortable than he thought. He heard that Fluttershy's place feels wonderful, but with him and her as the only ones in the cottage, it makes it bizarre. Like he's the only animal Fluttershy is taking care of without any distraction. Yeah, so I want to know, Fluttershy, Spike wondered. Yes, Spike, Fluttershy replied. Are all of your animals being away the reason you want to take care of me? Fluttershy looked in her surroundings, which is the answer she has ever since winter has started. Yes, the only thing I don't like in hearthstorming is being alone in my cottage. I want to do the right thing for the animals, but it's not going to make me feel happy. Well, that explains a lot. Actually, not really. Spike became confused from Fluttershy's choice of words. What do you mean by that? Then unexpectedly, Fluttershy wrapped her wing around Spike in the inside of his blanket. I know this feels really personal, but you're the only creature who's around during this season. I was surprised to see you walking with Twilight. I thought she was going to send you to Dr. Floana's place. Spike became even more confused. I'm not like the other animals. When Twilight raised me back at Canterlot, I did most of her book excitements when I got older. The little Pegasus became even more surprised when the dragon told her about its past with Twilight. You only helped her? Yes, she even called me her #1 assistant. Do you ever imagine yourself being Twilight while she's your assistant? The green and purple dragon didn't even thought about that. No, as a matter of fact, Twilight only supported me when I do something really nice for her. Then Fluttershy slowly get closer to the dragon. I would still support you no matter what, who you are, because you're a baby dragon. Remember when we had our talk on your way to your new home in Ponyville? This made Spike nodded. I wanted to learn more about you because you had the ability to talk. Really? Have you seen other animals speak? No, Fluttershy shook her head, except Rainbow Dash's griffin friend. What makes you really special is the fact you have friends like me. I never thought that other creatures like dragons would also make friends. To me, it's a miracle to see a cute little creature like you staying in Ponyville. This made Spike blush to hear a pony this kind to him. He always knew that Fluttershy has a kind heart, but would never say anything this sweet around him. Well, I guess this holiday is your lucky holiday. This made Fluttershy giggle. And so do you. She pointed at the ceiling while Spike looked up. As it turns out, there's a mistletoe hanging above the two creatures. It was the only decoration Fluttershy set up in her house, since her cottage is in the forest. Spike's eyes went wide when he saw the mistletoe out of nowhere. Fluttershy kissed him on the cheek. During that moment, Spike's face turned into a deep shade of red to be in such an awkward position with Fluttershy. Fluttershy broke the kiss, also blushing to herself, but still smiling. Tee I've been waiting to do this to a certain creature on this holiday since I moved here. Spike couldn't even process what just happened to him. When he saw Rarity for the first time, he could only wish she is the only pony who kissed him first. But now, Fluttershy out of all ponies kissed him out in the ordinary. He slowly made a smile on his face, now that he liked it from a kind-hearted pony. You really wanted to kiss someone during this time of year? Spike smiled. Yes, it's my personal sharing during this holiday for one creature who deserves it. Then Spike came up with an idea to give Fluttershy his gift to her during this holiday. He gets off the couch while giving the blanket back to Fluttershy. Fluttershy, do you have any gems here? We can make an heartwarming gem cake together. You really want to bake a cake with me? Fluttershy blinked. It's my way of showing friendship to you, since you gave me the support Twilight did. But even better, and I really want to make a gem cake. Fluttershy soon came to tears as she flew up to the dragon with a hug, lifting him off the ground. Oh, you have no idea the times I bake something by myself. She carries him into her kitchen, places him down as she takes out a bowl of different types of gems by her sink. I found these gems when I was helping Rarity with her fashion designs. I've been saving these gems for a long time. She showed Spike the ball of gems, which shocks him. Never in such a long time he saw this many kinds of gems from a pony who loves taking care of animals. Even Twilight never had this many gems back at Canterlot. He took out a green gem, one of his favorite gems to eat. Another smile grew from his face while his friends are lit. Perfect, he said to himself as he and Fluttershy begins cooking on the cake. For the next 2 hours, Spike and Fluttershy finished making the cake. It's a small size white frosting cake with many different kinds of gems inside. Spike had never felt so happy to finally bake a cake with gems, thanks to a pony who loves taking care of animals. After they cut the slices, they sat by the kitchen table while they eat those cake. Once Spike ate his slice, he loved it once he tasted it. After all this time wanting to eat what a gem cake is like, this rare occasion made his holiday a whole lot better. Fluttershy, Spike spoke. Yes, Fluttershy responded. Thank you for helping me baking this cake. You have no idea how amazing this is to me. You don't have to mention it. I do everything to make animals I love happy. Even if you can take care of yourself, you're still an animal in my eyes. The dragon's heart felt a little warm for Fluttershy's sweet opinion about him. He may have heard sweet things from Twilight and his family, but the fact that Fluttershy loved taking care of animals is fair to give the Pegasus another gift. He gets off his chair, makes his way to Fluttershy, and kisses her on the cheek. Fluttershy's eyes went wide when Spike did the most kindness thing in return for baking a gem cake with him. She only got cuddles and licks from animals from her caring support, but they never kissed her. After Spike broke the kiss, he gave Fluttershy a hug. Consider this my heartwarming cheer for you only, he smiled. Fluttershy placed her hoof on the cheek the dragon kissed. Her cheeks turned red when she got her first kiss that wasn't from her parents. Her heart remains indestructible while still being in the right place. Her happiness is in the inside will never go away with creatures like Spike, keeping her satisfied. She wraps her hooves around the dragon with tears coming down from her face. Should we do this every time during this month? Fluttershy asked. Anything to make you feel occupied, Spike replied.